Teachers go on strike in Oklahoma and Kentucky. It really is a wildfire. Now, this has been reported by the New York Times. Now, we know that there was a teacher strike in West Virginia. My friend Paula Jean, she's running in West Virginia to take the place of Joe Manchin, who has outlived his usefulness, for the people of West Virginia. And I feel the same way about Kentucky and Oklahoma as I did West Virginia. Teachers across the board need a better standard of living. It's not enough for us to say, we love the teachers. We love the teachers. And then we don't do nothing for the teachers. Same thing with veterans. Not enough to say, thank you for your service, but not do what we need to do to take care of veterans and to end interventionist, ineffective, unsubstantiated conflicts in countries we shouldn't even be in. Okay, so I feel the same way about the teachers. I feel the same way. This hat right? Hope it's right. Got my cool Modi on. Okay, so let's get into this. Thousands of teachers in Oklahoma and Kentucky walked off the job Monday, shutting down school districts as they protested cuts in pay, benefits, school funding, and a movement that has spread rapidly since igniting in West Virginia earlier this year. In Oklahoma City, protesting teachers ringed the Capitol chanting, "No funding, no future." One of the signs read, "Thanks to West Virginia." I love solidarity, folks. I love solidarity. It's what's needed in any movement that's going to have any type of an impact. If we want substantive change, we're going to need substantive numbers. One of the teachers said this about West Virginia, and this is why I say it's important for us to have solidarity. That's why independent media needs solidarity, and this is why the teachers need solidarity. Listen to what one of the teachers said. They gave us the guts to stand up for ourselves. They gave us the guts. This teacher is in Oklahoma talking about the West Virginia teachers, how they had the guts to stand up. It inspires other teachers across the country to stand up for themselves. Now, you might say, well, Tim Black, why do they need assistance? Why do they need motivation? Why do they need inspiration in standing up for themselves? Let me tell you, okay? Because one of the things the media likes to do, they like to paint you as greedy. Yeah, they love to paint you as greedy. They love to paint a teacher who says, hey, I don't make enough money to take care of my kids, and I'm taking care of other people's kids. I got to do more to be able to do this effectively. I have to do more, or I'm going to have to leave the industry of teaching kids. They would paint that teacher who's making that demand to be able to raise her family indoors while she provides help for other children, while she teaches and educates other children. They would paint that teacher as selfish and ingrate, lazy. These are all smear tactics. And the worst thing about these smear tactics is they work. They work. There are people who would believe it. So for these teachers to go through what some would call a lot of pushback from parents who don't understand, the same way they on their job, they may have to collectively bargain to get what they want out of their employer. They don't understand. Teachers have the same thing. We have teachers with, I saw anyone seen the commercial or the soundbite of the teacher who has a double master's and she can barely feed a family? Anybody see that? Come on, guys. Did you see that? Double masters can barely feed a family. And she was almost crying, but she was a strong sister in that video. But she was almost crying. She's like, why should I have to give up the profession I love that I went to school to pursue? Just to, because they don't want to pay me enough. Why should I have to give that up? I love teaching children. So that's the type of teacher you want. She's not somebody who said, I can't find a job. Let me go ahead up here and try to teach these old knucklehead children. Let me go ahead and try to get a paycheck teaching these knuckleheads. No, we're talking about teachers whose dreams who are following their path, which is educating children. They get enjoyment out of it. They get fulfillment out of it. I just say let's go ahead and give them I don't know, a living out of it. How about that? Let's give them a living out of it. The teachers are historically underpaid in the United States. It's not the case in some other countries. Some other countries pay teachers well, but not the U.S. But we love to blame we love to blame the schools when the children aren't right. When we have children who commit crimes, whether it be mass shootings or drive-bys or carjacking or just cutting school or beating up people or any type of violence, any type of lawless behavior, we always say, well, what about schools? What about schools? Okay, what about the pay? What about the pay? Okay, so teachers have become accustomed to, because what they're doing is such an important job, they've been taking the brunt of no pay because they don't want to seem like their focus that they got into the teaching profession had anything to do with money. Because I didn't know that they were getting underpaid. I didn't know they were grossly underpaid. A lot of you didn't know they were underpaid either. So when they say teachers have used to being martyrs, they're used to being underpaid and kind of being quiet about it for the most part, because it's a profession where if you go in it for money, you're a scumbag. No one would get mad at a Wall Street person, a Wall Street representative, a broker, if they said, hey, I need more money. But if a teacher goes in and says, I need more money, I thought you was here for the children. I thought you were here to teach the children. Wall Street exec can be pissed off and get more money anytime. Just walk in and demand more money. So we have a double standard. What they do is they use your goodness against you. They use your goodness against you. See, if you have hang-ups about asking for money, they use that against you. Oh, they got a hang-up about asking for money. Bet they won't ask for no money. And don't get me wrong. There's some things with teachers' unions I don't agree with everything. Okay? I agree with most things. But nothing's perfect. I don't want teachers who don't do their job correctly to get an extra penny. But I want the ones who do their job correctly to the best of their ability to get a lot more than pennies. Get me? Get me? Okay? Okay? And I know most of you agree. If you have a great, right now on my refrigerator, right, is a picture of a white lady on my refrigerator right now. And I said to my wife the other day, I say, who's the white lady on the refrigerator? Who that white lady? She said, oh, you must mean Mrs. and I won't say her name, okay? Now, this is a teacher from 3 years ago that was so great with my son, who at the time I was so busy damn working, I didn't know who she was. But she is so instrumental in helping my son get adjusted to school that her picture is on my refrigerator. Now, you know whose picture's not on my refrigerator? Anybody in the Democratic Party? I mean, politicians. No politicians are on my refrigerator, but there's a teacher's picture on my refrigerator. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how important teachers have been to my family. And my wife take care of that stuff. She sent her Christmas stuff. She sent her stuff, okay? Because my son, he was knucklehead when he first went to school, man. He was knucklehead, He had to learn to calm down. She didn't say, put him on the ADHD drugs. Put him on the ADHD drugs. She said, I work with him. He's great. He's fantastic. Don't you worry now. Don't you worry, Mrs. Black. You go here to work. He's going to be okay. We got this. One of them type of teachers. Not no punk-ass teacher. One of those teachers that went the extra mile. That's true story, man. I was like, who is this lady? I knew I should know her. Like, I recognize her, but I didn't know who she was. I ain't know her name. I'm sorry, y'all. And that's what's great about teachers. They unsung heroes. They don't walk around singing, I'm great, I'm a teacher, I'm great, I'm a teacher. She just steadily did above and beyond, okay? So that's why I'm passionate about this issue. And that's why I support the teachers who demand more. And when they start smearing these teachers, you look for the talking points that they use to smear these teachers. I saw an article where they were saying teachers just got a 6% raise. And then my friend Portia Bolger, Y'all know Portia, right? Portia was like, hey, I used to work in this profession. They haven't kept up with inflation for 2 decades. And then they get a 5% raise, you act like, oh, they should shut up. No, they've been going without for so long, it's become like a condition. So, that's it, guys. Oklahoma, Kentucky. Let's get behind these teachers. When you hear these talking points about them being lazy, about them being greedy, don't you believe it for a second. There's some people in our society in positions that are being lazy and greedy. They ain't teachers. I'm not saying that all teachers are great. I'm not saying there are some bad apples. I'm sure there's some bad apples. But when it comes to who is being greedy in our society, it's not teachers. You can look at the banks. You can look at the pharmaceutical companies. All right? You can look at Wall Street. You can look at the oil companies like Energy Transfers. The ones out there, North Dakota Pipeline, those people. Dakota Access Pipeline, look over there. Do not listen to these people. Don't listen to them. They're brainwashing you. It's BS. Trying to make you believe that teachers are our problem. Oh, the teachers want more money. All right, guys. So just pay attention for that. Keep your eyes open. That's all. That's all.